Are we live?
We're live.
Okay. Hey, everybody. It's good to have this webinar started. This is going to be a fun webinar. Let me just go ahead and start the presentation here. So, welcome to the webinar on how to add your own music to the Piano Marvel assessment app and build your own curriculum. Notice how easy it is for students to know exactly what's expected of them when you organize your materials in clearly defined folders and deploy it to students in a customizable delivery system. Confusion and frustration is reduced and productivity goes up. This webinar is designed for anybody who wants to upload their own music to use in Piano Marvel, learn how to organize songs in a folder, and share those songs and folders with others. Today, we will show you how to create and organize your class assignments in folders and subfolders, how to add songs to those folders from thousands of songs and exercises already built for you in the Piano Marvel library, how to upload and add your own music, and how to share with others. Now, why would you want to create and organize folders or have the ability to upload your own content? Well, let's say you are teaching class piano, and you want to have the program automatically grade your students and track their progress. Now, whatever your students say they've practiced, you have the live update at your fingertips. And now you can see how automatic assessment and tracking is rapidly changing piano pedagogy. Keep in mind that what makes your class unique is not the book you use, it is you. Your classes are never the same, and your students have varying skills, abilities, and learning styles, coupled with technology that's changing faster than ever before. It is you that makes the difference, and you must have the ability to constantly adapt to your students' needs and innovate methods to educate your students more effectively than has ever been possible in previous eras. So now that you can customize your materials, first, how many times have you gone through a method and thought it could use some improvement? Or maybe there are not enough exercises to teach the depth your students need. Or maybe there are exercises you would just rather throw out. Maybe technology has changed to such a degree that allows you to be able to achieve what has never been imagined, making some materials less useful or altogether obsolete. Adding your own content, that is why Piano Marvel is so excited to announce the release of this new feature that allows you to add your own content and exercises with our assessment technology that automatically grades and tracks your students' progress. Let's take a quick look at how this is done. First, you'll go to the Launch app now. From there, you'll log in and go to My Library. When you go to My Library, you'll see an Upload button. Go ahead and click that and it opens up your music collections. Inside your music collections, you'll see Create New Books, which is your first folder, and subfolders you can create to organize student assignments. We call bundles. Notice how easy it is to edit these after you've created them. Now, you want to populate those folders with exercises. This is very easy. You just drag a song into the folder and you're done. So there are two ways to add songs. First, My Uploads, that's your own stuff. Second, which is very easy, customize your own folders by choosing your favorite exercises from thousands of pre-built songs and exercises in the existing Piano Marvel library. Go ahead and edit books. You'll see how you can save these exercises. You can share with students. You can see different sharing options here. So with no further ado, I'll present Joel Shiflett, who is going to show you how to do this. Joel?
Thanks for the introduction, Aaron. This is really exciting stuff, and we're happy to be able to show you a little bit about how Piano Marvel works here. So I'm going to jump on over here to Google, and we're going to jump into Piano Marvel and click our Launch App Now button. And I'm going to quickly log into my account And I'm going to check the Remember Me box on this computer. All right, so once we get logged in here, as you know, we're presented with the dashboard. Give that a second to load here. Here we go. And where we're going to upload music is the library. So I'm going to click on the library section. And you'll notice we have this new uploads button. And what that's going to allow me to do is see a view of that screen we looked at earlier. I'm going to go ahead and select that. And here we go. We have this new view here called the music upload view. And in here on the left side, we have the Find Music section. This is where we can upload pieces and add existing Piano Marvel pieces to our libraries. And what I'm actually going to do is show you from start how this is built. So I'm going to pull this up. So as you can see right now, it says no books uploaded. And what we're going to actually create is a little course. So I'm going to go here, and you'll see at the bottom we have this option to create new books and to create new bundles. I'm going to start by creating a book. And the way that this works is you can create a book and you can have bundles inside of that book. So you can think of bundles like chapters of your book. So let's start by creating the book first. And I'm going to call this book Music 121. I can give it a subtitle if I want to. I can give it a composer. Most of this information is optional, but it's maybe nice to have it. You can even put a copyright in there if you'd like to. A genre, and difficulty level. I'm going to be uploading a couple of scale things, so I think I'll put this at about a level 3. And then even a thumbnail. So if I want to put a thumbnail image that students will view, or that you will view when you have this in your library. We're not going to worry about that right now. I'm going to go ahead and click Save. And we'll see, we get the confirmation message, book saved successfully. Now when I close this view, we'll see I have a new book here. Now the thing is that we cannot add songs directly to a book. If we're going to create a book, we need to create bundles, so that way those songs can be added to the bundles, which can be inside of the book. So I'm going to go ahead and create a couple of bundles here. If this was, for example, a course that I was creating for my students, I might want to use a title like Week 1. This might be, again, the music that I'm going to put in for our first week of class. So I'm going to go ahead and, again, put a little bit of information in here that I want. Again, most of this information is optional. But you'll notice now here under the new bundle, I have this drop down here where it says book. And if I come here, you'll see the book that I created, Music 121, is right here. I'm going to go ahead and select that and click Save. And what that's done, I'll click Close now because I've finished that. We actually have this Week 1, and this was actually pulled up from another account earlier. And I have this Week 2 one right here. Let me just refresh this to make sure it didn't switch accounts on me here. I had another account open earlier. And just want to make sure it's got the right one. Okay. So let me do this. I think it switched accounts on me. What I'm going to do is I'm going to select this and put this inside of book 121 and save. And this Week 2 folder, I'm going to click this and I'm going to again move it inside of the book. So if I click 121, click Save, and it might look like my bundles disappeared, but actually if I click the little drill down arrow, it looks like I had actually accidentally created an extra Week 1 when I was going through this. So I'm going to remove this Week 1 here, and I can just open that and click Delete. And you can see how easy it is to manage these. Now I have my Week 1, Week 2 bundles. So this is really nice because now that I've set this up, I can add music into my Week 1 folder, whether it comes from the Piano Marvel library or whether it comes from something that I've uploaded. So let's take a quick look at that. I'm going to go to the Piano Marvel library. And let's say I want to add a reading piece. We could go to this I Asked My Mother here. And I'm going to just click and drag this over. Now you'll notice I can't drag it into the book, but if I go to week 1, you'll see the blue highlight goes all the way to the right side there, and that indicates that I can drop it inside of here. So I'm going to drop this inside, and if I click the drill down menu here, you'll see the piece that I just added is inside of the week 1 folder, which is inside of the Music 121 book. Okay, let's go ahead and add another one. I want to add, let's say, a scale exercise. So I'm going to do a quick search for scale. And again, these are pieces we're searching that are in the Piano Marvel library. So let's say the C major scale exercise here I want to also include in my week 1 folder. I'm going to go ahead and select that and drop it into week 1. And here we go. We have these pieces added to my week 1 folder. Additionally, and let's actually go ahead and we're going to add a couple things to week 2. We'll do this 2-octave major scales. And let's see, let's add one more thing in here. We'll go to this A flat. Anything in the Piano Marvel library that you can search for, you're going to be able to find here, and you can add it in. So we've just added 2 pieces into week 1 and 2 pieces into week 2 inside of our book. Now, let me show you how we could upload our own pieces. So if I go to the My Uploads, and this is where we're not going to go into in this tutorial on how to do the, as you call it, the exporting out of Finale, for example. But when you're running Finale, you'll want to be able to export music from Finale, and you're going to be exporting a music XML file and a MIDI file, and those are the files that we're using here. But let's go ahead and I'll show you. We'll show you all about that in another tutorial or webinar. So I'm going to go in here to load a new song, and I have the option here to select a MIDI file and an XML file. So I'm going to go ahead and select the MIDI file option. And on my desktop, I've got this minor scale thing that I've already exported out of Finale. So I'm going to select that and click Open, and you'll see the name pops up here. Now I'm going to select my XML file. And just to clarify, you might be wondering, why do we need these 2 files? The MIDI file is used for the accompaniment that you'll hear while you're playing. The music XML file is used for the display of the music on screen. So that's how these 2 files work together, and why it's important that they get exported together as well out of the same Finale document. So okay, so I'm going to go back to desktop here and select my XML file, and there we go. I also have the option to even select a thumbnail, and we had this option before as well. I have this little Star Wars thumbnail that we were using, so we'll just throw that on there for an example. I can select a video URL, which basically I would just go to, this would be used for YouTube, by the way. So I could go to YouTube and create a video for my lesson if I wanted to. And then I could upload that video to YouTube. And if I copy the URL to that video and put it here, then the video will actually become part of that. And actually, we could just do a quick example of that. So I'm going to go to youtube.com, and we'll just do a search for Piano Marvel. And let's see what we have here. We'll just snag this 1A tutorial video here that comes from Piano Marvel. So when I open the video, I'm going to pause that so it doesn't play right now. I have my URL. This is the link directly to that video. So I'm going to copy. I'm going to copy that, and then I'm going to paste it right here. And that's going to link that video to my song. Okay, I can give it a title. I can call this Lesson 1, for example. Again, now, just like with books and bundles, we're going to be able to add a title. Put that. Subtitle is optional. Composer is optional again as well. And copyright, a lot of the same information we saw when we were creating books and bundles. I'm going to go ahead and put that at a level 3. Now, here's one difference, and that is the default tempo setting. So for default tempo, I can, as you know, when you open a song in Piano Marvel, it will have a tempo that's preset already, and you always have the option to go into your play controls in Piano Marvel and speed that piece up or slow it down. But what is that default tempo going to be when you load it? You can decide that. So I'm going to set that to be 100 beats per minute. And I'm going to go ahead and save that information. Great, and it says piece saved successfully. So now when I close this, we'll see that I have my minor scales exercise under my uploads, when I have my uploads selected, in other words. And now I still see my music collections over here. Here's the book I created. I can drill that down, and here's my week 1 and week 2 folders. So just like I did before with my Piano Marvel library songs that I drug over into my folders, I can do the same thing. So I'm going to pull that over and drop it into this bundle, and now I have my minor scales that I customized for my week 1 folder. So I can go ahead and save that. So let's go ahead and see what that looks like in Piano Marvel. I'm going to come back over here, and I'm going to adjust my screen size just a little bit, just to fit that a little nicer on our presentation screen here. So I'm going to log out really quickly because it needs to reload my library. I saved my, it was on the other browser, so I'm going to do this here. I'm going to log in one more time. And it's going to load up again, take me to my dashboard, and select library. And what we should see here is that the book and bundle and songs that I created should load up here on the right, or excuse me, the left side here. So here's my Music 121 folder. When I select that, I have my week 1 and week 2 folders. And when I select that, I'll select week 1. Here I have my C major scales, minor scales, and I asked my mother, let's go to the one, excuse me, let's go to the one that we uploaded here, the minor scales. And we'll see right here, 100 beats per minute. Hopefully you can see that clearly. Here is the thumbnail image that I loaded earlier. As I mentioned, it was a Star Wars one. Here's the link to my video, so I can watch if I, for example, wanted to create an instructional video for my students on how this piece should be performed, or maybe just an example of how the piece should be performed. I can load that there as well. So I'm going to open this up. And once that loads up, we'll see here we have our minor scale exercise that we exported out of Finale and pulled up here. There are further options that we'll get into at a later time. For example, sharing these exercises with students is also a really nice feature and allows you to make sure that the students are able to get easy access to anything that you want to create for them. So this is a really great way for teachers, universities, and group class piano teachers to take advantage of the powerful tools that Piano Marvel offers, but be able to customize it in a way that you feel is going to be best for your students. So we're really excited about this feature, and we know that it's going to really help out a lot of teachers and students. I'm going to pass it back over here to Sean Slade here for a moment. He's got a few things he's going to discuss with you before we end the webinar today.
Hey, just to wrap up, we wanted to thank Joel and Aaron for the tremendous amount of work they put into this awesome new tool for Piano Marvel, as well as our 7 full-time developers. They've done a great job on this. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're going to be doing consistent trainings through this platform for a long time. Next Friday at the exact same time, we are very excited to welcome Mary Faith Williams. I had a chance to connect with Mary for the first time about 3 months ago. She approached us about using our Sasser platform for a sight reading testing for her students. She wanted to run a 7-week testing segment for all of her students. She presented her data at NCKP, and it was an amazing presentation. And so we're going to have her on at the same time, same place next week. And so please tune in for that, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks again for participating.